Good morning, good afternoon, good evening to you, wherever you are in the world. We're brunching at whatever time it is on your clock. Thank you for joining us for today's NAAFA Winter Virtual Brunch, our now second annual Winter Virtual Brunch. For those of you who are new to NAAFA, we are the National Association to Advance Fat Acceptance, and we are the world's oldest documented civil rights organization working towards changing the perceptions of fat and working towards eliminating size discrimination through education, advocacy, and support. We do this work in lots of different kinds of ways, but today we're just here to be in community with each other, celebrate fat community and all of the allies who support us, and have a good time experiencing some fat joy. We are joined today by our friends from Pro Bono ASL, and our interpreters today are Flo and David. We hope that you will support the good work that is done by Pro Bono ASL, also all over the place, virtually and in real life. And we thank you for supporting us in ways that allow us to support and compensate organizations like Pro Bono ASL and people like all the fabulous performers and guests that are going to be with us today. That work and all of the other work that we do is primarily supported by donations from people just like you. And we are in the middle of our end of year fundraiser. We have a $20,000 end of year fundraising goal this year to help us continue the work of changing legislation in many states next year to add height and weight discrimination to protected classes and give us a little bit more legal rights. We're doing other kinds of advocacy work, and we're doing this kind of programming for education and fun. And your support helps us do that. So if you can, if you're so moved, please visit our website at naafa.org, NAAFA.org/give to make a donation today to support this important work. That's the end of the administrative part. So I'm going to introduce you to our host for today, Matthew Simko. Matt, whose pronouns are he, him, is a host and style expert appearing on television across the Northeast for the last 10 years. He's been featured in The Guardian, Reader's Digest, the Boston Globe, Boston Herald, and Boston Magazine. These days, you can mostly find him on Instagram as Simko Says, posting photos, fit check videos, and the occasional thirst trap. He believes that looking good and feeling good is for everybody. Find Matt at Matthew-Simko, Simko.com, or Simko Says. Matt, happy holidays.
Happy holidays to you too. Thank you so much.
It's good to see you again. I'm so excited when I realized that we, that this is our 1-year anniversary.
I truly can't believe it. And these are so much fun. And I kept thinking, like, I think I did a holiday one before. And that was my intro. And now we're celebrating our anniversary. So very exciting.
That's right. We were here around this time last year with a lot of bouquet, and we did a seasonal brunch for folks who are brand new to this. We did winter, spring, summer, and fall.
All you have to do
all you have to do is call into the Zoom and be with us for our seasonal brunches. And we plan to continue these with our brunch team of Matt and Danielle and all these special guests all throughout 2024. So
Tigers, I was going to say, you were just doing some important work in Massachusetts, which is just over the border from me here. Do you want to talk about that for a minute?
Oh, absolutely. So as I mentioned, we are supporting legislation across the United States in various states and possibly some cities next year. Earlier this year, we helped pass legislation to ban height and weight discrimination in New York City in the areas of employment, housing, and public accommodation. And now we're working to support some statewide bills in lots of places. But last 2 weeks ago in Massachusetts, that bill was heard in their Judiciary Committee, and we had about I think it was 12 people show up in support of the bill to testify. So very, very exciting, and looking forward to hearing the Judiciary Committee's recommendation. We're expecting them to recommend that the bill move forward. So stay tuned for more calls to action in Massachusetts and other places in 2024.
Very exciting. And I followed along on social with all of that, and a lot of great voices and a lot of great work that's going on there. So we appreciate that.
Yeah.
So we're going to do, Shoot. I'm
gonna go off camera and let you do your thing.
You're like, I'm done. I'm done here. Well, a big happy holidays to everyone. Season's greetings, and thank you all for being here today. I always say this is the best hour of my day when I get to do this, and during the holidays, it truly is even more so the best hour. So we've got a great program today. We've got Charlie Shipley, who will be performing. They, them are their pronouns. They're a special education teacher in training, originally from South Carolina, now based in Santa Clara, California. In addition to singing and performing in their spare time, you can find them on the tennis court or pickleball court, which everyone does pickleball now, right? Watching figure skating and gymnastics, playing video games, or going down a YouTube rabbit hole. We've all been there. Follow Charlie on Facebook at Charlie Shipley. That's CharlieShipley. It'll be in the chat. On Blue Sky at shipleyspeaking.bsky.social, or on Instagram at Shipley Speaking. Charlie, here we go. How you doing?
I'm doing great. How are you today?
I'm so excited to have you here today. Can you really tell me what pickleball is? Because I don't even know. And people keep talking.
Oh my goodness. It's a flashpoint of culture at this point, I think. I think the tennis players are mad at us. I think we're taking over. I mean, I'm a tennis player too, so I have internal conflict about it. But I think it's getting a lot of people together in a lot of cool public spaces. All the private people haven't stepped in and swooped in yet. It's kind of a great vibe. I just like going out and meeting new people. You can just show up and play.
You know, around here in New England, they're turning a lot of like old warehouse spaces or abandoned buildings into pickleball courts, which I knew it was a thing, but I didn't know that we got to that level of it yet. So do you play indoor or outdoor?
I play mostly outdoor. There's a couple indoor facilities popping up, but like I said, people are mostly setting up shop at a lot of the public parks around here that we're lucky to have in the Bay Area. So it's pretty cool.
Well, I'll stop talking about pickleball and we'll get into the
I can talk all day about it.
We'll get into the good stuff though. You are going to be performing a song for us now, and then we come back a little bit later too. Tell me about the song you're going to perform for us now.
This is a song. It's so funny. I knew this was a winter brunch, so I wasn't sure whether to go holiday or not. I decided not to go holiday, sing some songs that I've just loved singing in the past. So the first song is Wicked Game by Chris Isaak. A nice little ditty from the early 90s. I just enjoy it because it's a total vibe. It's very atmospheric, and it lets me be in a place in my voice that I like to be.
Well, I won't keep you any longer, everyone. This is Charlie Shipley.
Was on fire and no one could save me but you. Strange what desire will make foolish people do. I never dreamed that I'd love somebody like you, and I never dreamed that I'd lose somebody like you. Oh, I don't wanna fall in love. Gonna break your heart. Oh, I don't wanna fall in love. Something gonna break your heart with you. This world is only gonna break your heart. play to make me feel this way. What a wicked thing to do, to make me dream of you. What a wicked thing to say. Never felt this way. What a wicked thing to do, to make me dream of you. And I don't wanna fall in love. Gonna break your heart. No, I don't wanna fall in love. This only gonna break your heart with you. Was on fire and no one could save me but you. Strange what desire will make foolish people do. I never dreamed that I'd love somebody like you. And I never dreamed that I'd lose somebody like you. Oh, I don't wanna fall in love. Oh, I don't wanna fall in love with you. Loves no one.
Charlie Shipley, everyone. Fantastic. Thank you so much for sharing that with us. So good. I'm bopping along over here, and there's lots of love in the chat for you, too. Thank you so much. So you're going to come back a little bit later, do song number 2, and it's going to be really exciting because more performance, more art, more music, couldn't be better. So we're going to do some breakout rooms. We're going to all go there in just a second. So there's going to be 3 or 4 of us per room. Introduce yourselves, your name, your pronoun, where you're located, and then share your favorite thing about winter, favorite winter things, favorite things of the season. And then we'll get about 10 minutes in there, and then we'll come back here, and Danielle's going to go ahead and do some brunch tips, which we always love. Welcome back in from those breakout rooms. We'll give everyone a second to come on back in. Wintertime is such a great time. I'm based in New England, so there's so many winter things here, but today it's like 50 degrees, 55 degrees, which is a little warm for winter here, but that's okay. We're going to pretend like it's chilly and snowy and cold like it should be this time of year around here. Well, coming up next, I think, is one of my favorite parts of this. We have Danielle G coming on to talk about some great brunch stuff. Danielle G, fashionably famished, she, her pronouns, has been creating foodie and lifestyle content since 2018. Whether it's a blog post or video, she shares her honest opinion and provides insights on topics including casual style, food and restaurant reviews, and more recently, motherhood. Her content is meant to inspire and create community for fat folks to be seen dining and thriving. Everyone, please welcome my friend Danielle G. Danielle, you're looking festive today.
Yes, I have my holiday sweater on and my bow.
Yeah, some snowflakes back there too, right?
Oh yeah, I made the snowflakes out of like paper lunch bags.
Wait, you made those?
Yeah, they're very simple to make. It's like one of those, you already know me. What is the easiest way to make a big impact?
It's just like beautiful. That it looks very intricate. So good on you.
Thank you. They're made out of lunch paper bags for like $100 for $2 at Target or Walmart, wherever you get your lunch paper bags. Just 9 of them together, hot glued. And then you just do like when you make the snowflakes, that's when you used to make them at school as a kid. You just cut the little triangles out.
You fold them up and cut them. A tutorial on your social media would probably be great for that, because I would make those in a second.
Yeah, they're very simple to make. I think I made like at least like 10 of them. They're in my house.
I thought of you yesterday. I hosted a brunch here for some family, and I made a charcuterie Christmas tree. Have you seen it?
Yes.
So I'm going to just brag for a minute before I let you get into your thing.
Please.
Show you and everyone else that my creation over here that I was just so
I was thinking about doing. I've seen that. That is so cool.
Right? It looks great.
It
was 2 hours of work until about midnight the night before, but it was well worth it. The oohs and ahs were worth it, Danielle.
I bet. I totally understand that feeling. It's like, how did they do that? That is absolutely amazing.
Blood, sweat, and tears. So what are you going to show us? So you've got some drinks that you're going to do, right?
Yes. So 2 of my favorite brunch beverages. One is the mimosa. And this is just like a fun way to elevate your mimosa. And if you pre-make your mimosa, this could be like a really big wow factor if you already like have your orange juice and your champagne of choice mixed inside. And then when you pour for your guests, like have it already ready. And then ta-da, now I have a Grinch mimosa.
What was
with a little heart that's growing every day.
What was the blue in the bottom of that?
So the blue is like blue Curaçao, and you could use the liqueur if you wanted to, because the liqueur is an orange flavor. So it's going to taste exactly like your regular mimosa that you have all the time that you enjoy. But it has like a little Grinchy flair, especially for our Grinches out there. And then I always recommend maybe like a raspberry or some sort of strawberry to represent his growing or tiny heart, whichever you're feeling at the moment.
That's so sweet. That's like a party trick too. That's not
just,
that is impressive when you do that for your guests.
Right? And they'll be like, oh my gosh, I totally forgot that orange and blue can make green.
This is like kindergarten, right? Primary colors. We're going back to what we know.
Right? And then you get to enjoy a nice adult beverage.
There were many of those had here yesterday brunch. So
right? I love a mimosa. When I was pregnant, because I was pregnant 2 times during the holidays, I was like addicted to hot chocolate. And this is just like a favorite hot chocolate mix that I have. And you could just make your hot chocolate, make it a little bit extra special. Oh, Tigers asked, what could we use for a non-alcoholic Grinch? So, I'll have to think about that one. I've never even had because you definitely need some with bubbles. Maybe you could just use like a sparkling water or something like that and mix it in with your OJ a little bit, or some sort of sparkling.
A little blue food coloring and some sparkling water.
Yeah, I think that would totally work. But it might make the orange juice a little bit watered down. Just a tad. I'll have to think on that one. So when I make my hot chocolate, it's really, I love hot chocolate. I have like a couple different versions. This is just like a foamer, and the foamer will just like stir everything up real fast, just for you guys, because I know I have a few moments.
Can you tell me more about that? What you just like, you're like, oh, it's just my tool that I keep around here. Tell me more about that.
Oh yeah, this is like a frother. You can use it for like if you like your coffee. I know I like my coffee like with some sort of creamer in it. And if you want it like a more whip to feel like as if you're having one from like a coffee shop, you could froth your milk with this. It's just this is like a multi-purpose tool, basically. You could froth your coffee if you're doing like, I know a lot of people are doing keto and stuff like that to help with like their blood pressure. You can mix because keto, you have to have like an oil in there or a butter or something like that in your coffee. And this could mix it up real good. This is good for just mixing plain hot chocolate together from the powder. You can mix like when you're doing your frothing your milk or a matcha, mixing your matcha up.
Yeah.
So there's tons of ways you can use this tool, and it's just real simple to clean. That's all it is. And it's just press the button and it goes.
So it's hot water, hot cocoa packet in there.
Yep, I just put hot water, and my cocoa. I'm gonna put some marshmallows in because I love marshmallows in my hot chocolate. I just love hot chocolate so much. I used to have it all the time when I was pregnant because that was like my beverage of choice. And then what I did is I froze some whipped cream. I made my own whipped cream from scratch. Very simple, just heavy cream and like some powdered sugar, and you blend it up. And you get to pick how sweet you want it based on how much powdered sugar you put in. And here is my whipped cream. If I froze it overnight, I did put some candy in it, like red, just to feel festive. Don't tell my daughter I took it from her Halloween candy. She probably heard it because she's watching this with her dad. And I'm using a cookie cutter that's shaped like a tree. I'm going to use the cookie cutter in the whipped cream to go ahead and make my little Christmas tree. And it's in here. And I could just drop it in my hot chocolate. Now I have a Christmas tree, hot chocolate, and whipped cream fingers, which is great. And bam, now I have a little bit of sweetness for my brunch. And you could make a whole bunch of those Christmas trees on your own and just freeze them and put them in the freezer till it's time to like serve your hot chocolate. And it adds like a little something extra special, especially like if you're opening presents. And you could pick whatever you want as long as it could fit in your mug.
This is like next level right here, because you took something normal, everyday, basic, like whipped cream.
Yeah.
You put on like a cookie sheet and then froze it?
Yes, I just put on a cookie sheet and froze it with the parchment paper just because I didn't want a big mess.
Right.
But yeah, I just froze it. And then I took it out the refrigerator for like 15, 30 minutes before we started. And so it was a little soft. And then now I have my hot chocolate with my Christmas tree. And this has like a little bit of, I think it was like a Jolly Rancher lollipop. But you can like sprinkle cinnamon on top if that's what you want. You could do other ideas of peppermint. A lot of people love like peppermint. You could do this with your coffee. You don't have to just do it with hot chocolate. I just wanted to show it like a non-alcoholic option. Even though like I obviously want this one more at this moment in time. But yeah, totally crushed candy canes would be really cute. You could get different types of ornaments as well that you like maybe, or ornaments, cookie cutters that you like maybe an ornament shape. Doesn't have to be a Christmas tree. There's tons of different winter themed Christmas ornaments that you could use for this type of hack.
I love those little like silvery, what are they called? Those little silvery sprinkles, like little round ones.
Oh yeah, just like adding some sprinkles that you get in the baking aisle. You could totally do
those,
that.
Like silver and gold ones they have this time of year.
Yeah, I don't know what those are called.
I forgot.
Those are definitely fancy. What another way to elevate this?
Have you ever made homemade hot chocolate, like with the bar and the milk from scratch?
Well, I kind of want to say yes and no. At least in like the Mexican culture, we have like a hot chocolate that comes in a block of a block of chocolate. You can make it from scratch with like milk, or I use milk when I do it. And it's like abuelita is one that is very popular. That's one we use in my house, where you have the block and you have to melt it in the actual pot with your milk, and you're stirring. There's even like a special tool that you have to crush it all up. That does take a little bit longer than 10 minutes. I didn't want to do that one because also like I have to make it for everybody in the house.
And is that a little less sweet also and when it comes in that block?
I don't think it is. I think it's very sweet because I don't use anything. I don't even put whipped cream in it or anything like that. I just drink it straight. It's like perfect. But I bet like in other places, yeah.
Right. I actually, a very long time ago, I dated someone throughout the winter holiday season, and he made homemade hot chocolate every single night with like the block of chocolate, the half and half. There was like butter in that. It was like the most velvety, delicious kind of hot chocolate you could ever want.
That sounds delicious.
Oh, it was so indulgent and so good. And that was about the only good part of that period of my life.
You're only sticking around for the hot chocolate, boo.
I've done more for less. So
There is no shame in that game. I would love to know what everyone thinks. Which one would you have, mimosa or hot chocolate? What would you guys have? Tell us in the chat, please.
What is your favorite winter treat, winter holiday, winter tradition? Tell me what yours is.
So, my mom started this tradition where we would get, me and my sisters, we would get a new Christmas ornament to add to the tree. And we'd write our name on it, write the year we got it, and would add to the tree. So 30 something years later, there's all these ornaments from each of us that's decorated on the tree. So like, obviously she picked out like the first two for us. And so I started that with my kids too. So like and it just makes the Christmas tree look very beautiful. So that's like one of my favorite traditions. And the other one I was telling in the breakout room to Angela and Carol was that me and my husband, we watch a Christmas movie with our girls every Friday once Thanksgiving happens. So like Black Friday, we start a Christmas movie on that day. Then the next Friday, we have a new one. Next Friday, all the way up till Christmas. So I really like that one so that we're able to cozy it together. I love movies. So that's why I like that one that we started with just us and our little unit.
Favorite Christmas movie? Favorite holiday movie? What is it?
Oh my gosh. It's probably Home Alone. And then probably Home Alone 2 is next.
That's such a good, I love all the Home Alone memes, but it's a real classic. So
it really is. And my daughter has definitely, I used to never watch this movie as a kid, but my daughter loves it. She's 3.5. She loves A Nightmare Before Christmas. And really? So I like that she just freaking loves it. She's loved it ever since last year. And I was like, I've never watched this movie before until you came along, kid. But I actually really like it now. So that's probably like my top 3 right now.
I love that. And it looks like hot chocolate won out in the chat of hot chocolate versus mimosa. So if you could just
totally understand.
Pass us a bunch of those hot chocolates.
I know, right?
There's 14 of us here. So if you could just start whipping those up.
And no problem, guys.
We'll grab it. I know you're good for it. So Danielle, thank you so much. It's always a pleasure having you here. Shout out your socials real quick, just so everyone remembers how to find you.
Oh, yeah. You can find me on Instagram at fashionably_famished. And that's pretty much it.
Well, thank you so much. And happy holidays.
Happy holidays to you. Thank you.
All right, we're going to jump into breakout rooms once again. And I think everyone should talk about a memory or a holiday memory inspired by Danielle's brunch demo, whether it's a drink or a meal or movies. So let's go into those rooms, chat about that. We'll be back here in about 10 minutes. All right, as we all come back into the main room from our breakout rooms, we had a chat in my room about the low input, high output of the holiday season. So like an easy holiday meal that looks really impressive on the table, or like our friend Danielle G, always doing that low input, high output, just some whipped cream and a cookie cutter, which I love that so much. I like a wow. That's actually really easy. So I hope everyone else had a really good discussion in there too about what they're doing during the holiday season. Every time of year for any nonprofit, it's important to give this time of year specifically as we start to round out and go into the next year and create budgets and things like that. Anything you can give is really appreciated. You can go to NAAFA.org/give. That's NAAFA.org/give. And it helps do events like this, and it helps do really important work like Tigris is talking about throughout states and cities where size discrimination is being added into protected classes and things like that. And we're very appreciative of everyone coming on here, as we do with all these brunches, and supporting NAAFA and the incredible work that the crew is doing. So thank you for being here. Thank you for giving if you can. And thank you for spreading the word about the work that NAAFA is doing. So Charlie is going to come back on. We've got one more song that's going to round us out here today. Charlie, can you tell me a little bit about the next song, what you're performing, and why it was your choice?
Okay, so I bit off a little bit, I bit off a lot. So this is a Whitney Houston song. This is I Have Nothing from The Bodyguard. And I love that it's the last, I love that it's toward the end of the meeting because it's definitely a torch, like 11th hour type of a let's let them have it type of a song. And you can apply it to romance. I think in my case I'm applying it to community here. Like I have nothing if I don't have you. I think that's a good way of thinking about it as well. So let's go.
I love that. Are you ready? Did all your exercises? You feel
La, 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 la. Yeah, let's see how it, yeah.
those scales are pretty on. So I'll let you take it away with I Have Nothing. It's Charlie Shipley.
All right.
Share my life, take me for what I am, 'cause I'll never change all my colors for you. Take my love, I'll never ask for too much. Just all that you are and everything that you do. I don't really need to look very much further. I don't wanna have to go where you don't follow. I won't hold it back again. This passion inside can't run from myself. There's nowhere to hide. Don't make me close one more door. I don't wanna hurt anymore. Stay in my arms if you dare. Or must I imagine you there? Don't walk away from me. I have nothing, nothing, nothing if I don't have you. You see through right to the heart of me. You break down my walls with the strength of your love. Oh, I never knew love like I've known it with you. Will a memory survive? One I can hold on to. I don't really need to look very much further. I don't wanna have to go where you don't follow. I won't hold it back again. This passion inside can't run from myself. There's nowhere to hide. Your love I'll remember forever. But don't make me close one more door. I don't wanna hurt anymore. Stay in my arms if you dare. Or must I imagine you there? Don't walk away from me. I have nothing, nothing, nothing. Don't make me close one more door. I don't wanna hurt anymore. Stay in my arms if you dare. Or must I imagine you there? Don't walk away from me. Don't walk away from me. Don't Don't you dare walk away from me. I have nothing if I don't have you.
Charlie Shipley, fantastic. That was absolutely incredible. Thank you so much for sharing that with us today.
Thank you for having me. It's great time.
And tell everyone how they can find you online, how they can interact with you.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. Probably most active posting on Blue Sky, the new kid in town these days. At shipleyspeaking.bsky.social. I'm Insta at Shipley Speaking, and I'm on Facebook. I'm a loudmouth still on Facebook. I'm probably out of my age range about that, but yeah, all of those places.
Well, make sure everyone gives Charlie a follow, and thank you very much again. That was just incredible. Well, what a fun afternoon. I always say, I said at the beginning, I'll say it again, this is the best hour of the day when I get to do these brunches, and I hope everyone enjoyed it as much as I did. You know, the holiday season can both be joyous and difficult for people in lots of different situations, and sometimes it's both for people. So, sending love and light and warmth of the season to everyone out there, however you choose to spend it this year, or however you inevitably spend it, know that there are people like this here who are always supporting you throughout the year. And this community is a great one. So thank you for coming today and for enjoying a little bit of brunch, step-by-step how-to with drinks, a little bit of music, a little bit of conversation, and just a lot of joy that I'm feeling from this room today. So thank you all very, very much for being here.